Good morning everyone, it's Vanessa with Clemons Crafts and I have a little tutorial for you on how I create fall leaves using heavyweight cardstock and distress oxide. Here I have multiple leaves cut from various color of cardstock. I do suggest using a heavyweight cardstock because in a moment you'll be able to see this green that I cut the green leaves from does not hold up very well. For this tutorial I did use Tim Holtz Fall Foliage die cuts, and I love this die cut set. It's very appropriate for the season. I am also doing my work on top of wax paper. I do not have a glass mat, and so I use the wax paper as a work surface. It makes for simple cleanup. And then in hindsight, I probably should have put my distress oxide on a non-porous surface, because as I created little puddles of oxide, the wax paper sort of absorbed. So I am using Rusty Hinge Distress Oxide Spray. I'm also using Mustard Seed Distress Oxide and Vintage Photo. I also have Aged Mahogany Distress Oxide. And I'm just simply using the spray nozzle there and just kind of making little puddles of oxide on my paper. And I was thinking, you know, if you had little ones, they would love to help with this. It'd be great. Nice little craft, and it's quite messy, so they'll love it. They would really love it. And then there is the Aged Mahogany. Just kind of press firmly there, and then we'll add a little bit of water. And for adding water, I do use my sprayer right here, and it makes for quite the perfect amount of water. I do love that sprayer. I suggest every crafter have one. In between uses, I do empty it. I don't keep water in it. Because I have noticed that it will mold, so always empty the water out of your sprayer between uses. And now, we're about to start. So I'm going to take some of these leaves and just dump them in the distress oxide there and just shuffle them around, shuffle. And here very briefly, I'm going to realize that the green is not holding up. I'm going to speed this process up. I'll be right back. And here are the last couple of leaves, and I just make sure that those have oxide on them and set them off over to the side to dry. And another quick tip, after you use the distress oxide sprays, you want to make sure, I use a baby wipe to wipe the nozzles off, just to make sure that they don't get clogged as they dry. And I love working on the wax paper because as soon as you're done, you can just ball it up and get rid of it. It's really nice. And also I went ahead and washed my hands. You could probably clean your hands off with a baby wipe though, because this oxide does come off with water, so it's really fun to work with. And then this little leaf I didn't realize was laying out until after I got done. There's the wet ones getting ready to dry. And then later I do come back to show you here what I do to finish off the leaves once they are dry. I do use Distress Oxide Vintage Photo, and I just run through and edge those, making them look a little bit more authentic. I love doing this process. It's very therapeutic. And I'll speed this up so we can get to the end. And here is the final result of fall leaves. And I'll just lay them here and let you take a look. These are gorgeous. I love the way they turned out. I'm super happy. And it's a pretty simple craft for you for the fall. Just cardstock, die cut, and sprays. Thanks for watching.